Welcome to BMaster 79. In this lesson, we'll tackle an ielts writing task 1 question working from the charts all the way to a full Band 9 model answer. Here is the task. The charts below show employment rates of males and females of different ages and the average age of their youngest child in the UK in 2008. We must summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. The first chart shows the employment rate for men and women across 5 age groups. Notice the shape. Employment is low for the youngest workers, rises to a peak in the middle age bands, and then falls away sharply after the age of 60. The second chart shows employment according to the age of the worker's youngest child. Male employment stays high and fairly flat, while female employment is much lower when children are young, then climbs steadily as those children grow older. Before writing, let's brainstorm. For the age chart, the key ideas are an inverted U shape, a peak between 35 and 49, and a steep decline after 60. For the child chart, men stay high and flat, women start lowest when children are young, and the gap between them narrows over time. Our answer follows a clean 4-paragraph plan. An introduction that paraphrases the task, an overview with the 2 biggest trends and no figures, and then 2 body paragraphs, 1 for each chart carrying the supporting data. Paragraph 1 of the introduction. The 2 bar charts illustrate the proportion of men and women in employment across 5 age groups in the United Kingdom in 2008, together with their employment rates according to the age of their youngest child. Paragraph 2, the overview. Overall, employment for both sexes followed a similar pattern across the age bands, peaking in the middle years before declining sharply among the oldest workers. Meanwhile, while male employment stayed relatively stable regardless of the age of the youngest child, female participation was notably lower when children were young and rose steadily as those children grew up. Notice there are no numbers here. The overview states the big picture only. Paragraph 3 covers the first chart. Employment among the youngest group, aged 16 to 25, was low for both genders, at around 19% for men and 13% for women. Figures then climbed dramatically for those aged 26 to 34 and peaked in the 35 to 49 bracket at roughly 78% for men and 82% for women. Interestingly, female employment slightly exceeded that of males throughout the middle age bands. Beyond 60, however, participation fell steeply to about 37% for men and just 24% for women. Paragraph 4 covers the second chart. When the youngest child was under 5, both sexes recorded similar rates of around 60%. As children reached 6 to 10, male employment rose to roughly 74% and stayed there, whereas female employment dipped to approximately 54%. From that point, the proportion of working women increased consistently, reaching almost 70% once their youngest child was aged 21 to 25, thereby narrowing the gap with men considerably. Why does this reach Band 9? Task achievement, a clear overview and accurate, well-selected data. Coherence, logical paragraphs, and smooth linking. Lexical resource, precise language like peak, declined, and dips. And grammar, a range of accurate complex sentences. One honest note. Band 9 here is our own writing quality judgment against the public, i.e. LTS descriptors, not a certified examiner score. That's a full walkthrough. If this helped, subscribe to BMaster 79 for more ielts practice. See you in the next lesson.